And the first reason is because God made the Sabbath for us. God made the Sabbath for you and for me. And what does the Sabbath mean? The Sabbath means a day of rest. The Sabbath means a day of rest where we can relax. And God created this day from us from creation. We look at the 7 days of creation, and God created all things. He created the sun, the moon, the stars, you and me, and the animals, and the trees, and the water, and everything else. I don't know if I'm missing anything. He created all of that, the whole universe. And then on the seventh day, he rested. On the seventh day, he took time to rest. God did. He created a day of rest from the beginning. Mark 2:27, this is what Jesus had to say about the Sabbath. And Jesus was confronted by these people called the Pharisees, and they were getting on to Jesus. And if you read the New Testament, you'll see over and over again where Jesus is confronted by these people who thought they knew what the Sabbath really was, and they had these rules and regulations. He's like, hey, you can't break any of these rules for the Sabbath. You can only walk this amount of steps, and you can only do this amount of work, and you can't light any fire. And they had an extensive rule book on what you were and weren't allowed to do on the Sabbath day. And they come to Jesus because Jesus had healed people on the Sabbath day. And they're accusing him of working. And they're like, Jesus, what are you doing? You can't work on the Sabbath. And this is what Jesus said to them. He said, the Sabbath was made to meet the needs of the people, not people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath. God gave the Sabbath to us as a gift. It's a gift to benefit our lives. And Jesus is reminding us of that God gave this to benefit your life, not to keep a rule book, not to keep all the commandments of the Sabbath, but to benefit your life and enhance it. Because when man was created, God knew exactly what we needed to prevent burnout. And burnout's real in life. I mean, once a week, we need to rest physically. We need to rest emotionally. We need to rest spiritually to prevent burnout. And that's the preventative medicine to living a stress-filled, always-on-the-go life is a Sabbath, a break. And when was the last time, if you thought back in your life, when was the last time you actually took a Sabbath? When was the last time you actually rested your physical body? You recharged your emotions and your spiritual body? When was the last time you did that? And I'm not talking about family vacation, okay? Because I learned real quick, when you have children, vacation is not really vacation anymore. It's more like, I'm going to make sure my child doesn't die on vacation and have a good time. And that's what vacation becomes. And Kirsten and I have family in, my family's in California, her family's in Tennessee. So when we go on vacation, it means that we're either going to Tennessee or California, and we're usually kind of meeting up with our family. That's our vacation, our family vacations. And you know how that goes. I mean, I love my family dearly, and Mom, if you're watching, I love you to death. But when we all get together, and it's all the nephews and the brothers and sisters and the nieces all under one roof, it gets loud and it gets crazy. And it's just like a full week of just this craziness, and it's great, but it's not really a Sabbath. When was the last time you've taken a Sabbath? And when is the Sabbath?